Nintendo Switch!
How's it going, everybody? It's Young here with a Nintendo Switch news update. The following information comes directly from Laura Kate Dale, who recently appeared in an interview video over at YouTube channel Obi-Wan Plays. She went ahead and answered a number of questions regarding the Switch, possibly revealing new information along the way. Now, like with every other rumor, take all of this with a grain of salt until we receive official confirmation from Nintendo. Laura Kate Dale has had a good track record so far though, so she's definitely one of the more trustworthy sources out there. But even then, she might get some things wrong for any number of reasons, so just keep that in mind moving forward. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's check out this article by website Nintendo Life, which summarizes all of the important bits of information from the interview in one article. It starts by listing that according to Laura, the mysterious button on the left Joy-Con controller is indeed some kind of record or share button. This was pretty much confirmed in the Switch patents, but it's good to get even more corroboration. Next up, the article lists that there will be no friend codes. Dina is helping Nintendo with the networking. Thank fuck for that. I love you, Nintendo, but your online infrastructure is, for lack of better words, shite. Friend codes in particular is a highly inefficient and outdated system that needs to be replaced entirely. Furthermore, Nintendo just really needs to work on some kind of unified account system so that it's not such a pain in the ass to transfer content between systems, looking at you 3DS, or so that we don't have to rebuy games with each new console generation, looking at you Virtual Console. The good news is that this is what Nintendo seems to be striving towards, if rumors are to be believed. Next on the list is that the leak from Reddit user Genos is fake. Never seen that leak, so I can't comment on that, but if you have, well, Laura claims that there's no validity to any of it. Laura was then asked about the possibility of games like Red Dead Redemption 2 and Overwatch coming to the Switch. On Red Dead, Laura stated that there is almost no way it's gonna happen due to Rockstar's relationship with Nintendo, which apparently isn't the most amicable. On Overwatch, Laura stated that the game wouldn't be there at launch and that it would require a massive overhaul to work on the Switch due to its always online infrastructure. The next bullet point states that there won't be any delays for the Switch, so it will launch on March 2017, which is only 3 months away, by the way. Wow, time flies. Then the topic of voice chat came up, and apparently Laura asked Obi-Wan if it was okay to talk about the feature, since the YouTuber was going to cover it anyway in a separate video. So they didn't talk about it, but it's looking like there might be something there. We might get some rumored information down the line in regards to voice chat. Moving on, Laura stated that the system will have Bluetooth, although wasn't sure to what extent. Nothing surprising there, but good to know anyway. My assumption is that Bluetooth will mostly be used for controllers and their wireless function, but there's all kinds of application for the technology, so hard to say for sure if we'll be able to pair, say, a wireless headset or something similar to that. Now here's something interesting. The Joy-Cons will be available to be purchased separately at launch, with Switch docks being able to be purchased separately around 6 months after launch at a cheap price. I think it's a smart decision. You never know how people will end up losing Joy-Cons, so it's pivotal to have a stock of them sold separately just in case. The docks, on the other hand, are much harder to lose, and the only reason to get extras would be to extend the range of TVs in your house that will allow for easy Switch docking. So nothing unreasonable here as far as I can tell. Now, whereas the Joy-Cons and the dock will come bundled in the console, Laura stated that Pro controllers will be sold separately. However, I'm assuming that the Joy-Con grip controller will ship with every console, so you'll still be able to have a relatively comfortable traditional controller at hand right out of the box. But if you're looking for something more standard and even more ergonomic, you'll have to purchase the Pro controller separately. Next up, on the topic of battery life, Laura stated that it will last around 3 hours with all the clock speeds at maximum. Switch battery life will surely vary depending on how demanding a game that's being played is, but it looks like we can at least expect 3 hours of battery life when all of the console's gears are churning. Honestly, it could be worse, and it's about what I expected from a console that offers the ability to play games like Zelda Breath of the Wild and Skyrim on the go. So perhaps a range between 3 to 5 hours, depending on the game that's being played, is a safe expectation, and perhaps that battery life could extend even further when performing more casual activities like checking out Miiverse, web browsing, and video streaming. It's all speculation, of course, but certainly far from impossible. The good news is that if battery becomes a problem for you, the USB-C port will make charging quick and easy, according to Laura. Based on the previously leaked patents and from visual references, I think USB-C is as good as confirmed, and I think Nintendo made a smart move by forgoing a proprietary port in favor of something more universal and versatile. Chances are that many people already have USB-C cables lying around, and if not, they'll have a much easier time finding them in stores, as they're slowly becoming standard for many devices. So definitely a good future-proofing move right there. Not to mention that USB-C allows for things like fast data transfer, video output, and charging, which is highly convenient and might further add to the modular nature of the Switch. The next topic of conversation was GameCube Virtual Console games, and according to Laura, there will be 3 GameCube games ready for Switch at launch, all optimized for their original resolutions. A number of other trustworthy sources like Eurogamer have also corroborated that Nintendo is preparing GameCube Virtual Console games for launch, so this feature is looking fairly certain. In fact, Eurogamer went as far as specifying which 3 games Nintendo is prepping at the moment, and according to their article, they are Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, and Super Smash Bros. Melee. As a huge fan of Smash Bros., I am particularly excited for Melee, which is still my personal favorite in the series. Portable Melee with wireless local multiplayer possibilities? Oh yeah, sign me the fuck up. Back to hardware, the article then listed that according to Laura, the Switch will only come in the default gray color at launch, with a slight chance of multiple colors after launch. Laura also reaffirmed that the Switch's right Joy-Con does indeed have an IR pointer akin to the Wii Remote, which allows for touchscreen functionalities for when the console is docked. Finally, on hardware, Laura stated that the entry bundle of the Switch will have 32GB of onboard memory storage, along with microSD card support for up to 128GB. I hope that the console will also support 256GB microSD cards, because I've actually got one sitting in my room waiting for the Switch. The last bullet point of the article explained that when the topic of a Mass Effect Andromeda port for Switch came up, Laura brought up how Mass Effect 3 sold horrendously on Wii U and stated that there are currently no plans to release the title. Well, to be fair, by the time Mass Effect 3 launched on Wii U, it was already 8 months old. Everyone had already played it, whereas Mass Effect Andromeda would be a brand new game, so I don't think that's a fair comparison. But I mean, who knows, EA is on board as one of the developers who'll be supporting the Switch, and have stated that they're planning to bring one of their bigger games to the console, so you never know what will happen if the Switch ends up taking off and ends up selling really well. It's all still up in the air. Thus concludes all the information that yielded from Laura Kate Dale's interview, so with that, I would like to end this news update. Thank you for tuning in. Again, take all of this information with a grain of salt and wait for Nintendo's confirmation. It's all still rumors and speculation. Hold out until January 12th, and then we can really talk about the console's features and capabilities and potential. In the meantime, let us know in the comments below what you think about Laura's comments on the highly anticipated console, and to be further updated on all things Nintendo Switch, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out!